very much, and very much appreciated your honesty and clarity of thinking. It's a great honour to hear you speak. My name's Paula Giles, just an independent member of the public. I was just curious whether you saw a future for ASEAN to be similar to NATO, that one person's aggression of one state would also trigger a response by the other states as a potential future. Is ASEAN?
Well, ASEAN, this is something, of course, that we have tried to look at, and we have to also recognize that despite the fact that we are a very long-standing political aggregation, geopolitical aggregation in ASEAN, there are very many, there are clearly commonalities, and that's why we have come together under the umbrella of ASEAN. Nonetheless, there are many differences as well, and the approach that each country takes is informed by their own particular needs and concerns, and that complicates the ability for ASEAN to come up with a single central position or statement of position, and it's not something that we must not. If we feel that they have not been robust enough in their support and the calls for more action, then we should not really begrudge them that, because each state has its own interest. What we are looking for is simply a very simple foundation, and that is the rule of law, UNCLOS. And I think if we just abide by that, that is sufficient. That is sufficient. Every country has all kinds of arrangements with the People's Republic, the Philippines as well. Let me not exclude the Philippines from that. Certainly we do. There are a great many Chinese investments in the Philippines. There are a great many Chinese nationals in the Philippines. There are a great many what we now refer to as Chinese Filipinos who were born in China. So these impact everything that the Philippines is doing. But in like fashion, it impacts what every other country in ASEAN is also doing.
I saw this lady in the middle of the third row. If you just wait for a microphone, madam.
Good afternoon, Mr. President.
Good afternoon.
And your visit to both Canberra and Melbourne really signifies your commitment to strengthen the bilateral relations between Filipinos and Australia. And we admire your strong foreign policy. Now, my question is, what would be your message to Filipino Australians in Australia and the Philippines to actually deepen those people-to-people links on a granular level?
Well, I would really just start any response to that by saying that our nationals who have come to work and live, the 400,000 now who have come to work and live in Australia, have done us proud, and the raising of our relationship to a strategic partnership, I think, is just almost an evolution of what our OFWs, we refer to them as OFW, Overseas Filipino Workers, the OFWs in Australia, and the very close, the very fine relationship that they have come to have with Australians. And so all of these more, shall we say, formalized agreements that we are doing with Australia now are really based on that, the people-to-people relationship that has been established by Filipinos in Australia. I do not think that if the Filipinos came to Australia and committed crimes and were not contributing to society or to their community, or would not assimilate into their communities, then we could not do this. But the Filipinos in Australia have, in fact, managed to do that. And that's why we have the ability now to come to Australia and say, look, this is what we are doing, what our people are already doing with each other. So we might as well formalize it. And there are now new challenges that we need to address. And we can build, that's what we build upon. And so, if there is a message to Filipinos in Australia, thank you. Thank you very much for burnishing the image of the Philippines in Australia. Keep up the good work.
Ladies and gentlemen, I know there are others who want to ask questions, but we've run out of time this afternoon. President Marcos, thank you again for speaking to us. It was a rare privilege to hear from you. I've learned a lot tonight, including the value of clear thinking, but also I did not know that you had a pirate in your ancestry.
Oh, yes, yeah.
And I might say that it sounds more fun and romantic for you to have a pirate in yours than the convicts I have in mine.
I'm sure it wasn't fun at that time. His name was Limahong. I think many people from the Philippines and China know of him, a notorious pirate who used to operate around the northern Philippines.
Right.
That's where we come from, our family comes from. So he must have landed one day and
These days, of course, we're against piracy in the region, but Mr. President, we hope that your meetings over the next day or two are fruitful. Let me just say, I know you were in Canberra last week, you're in Melbourne this week. If you happen to be in Sydney next week, please come and visit us at the Lowy Institute. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in thanking President Marcos.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. That was great. Oh, okay.
Selfie style.